You're listening to the KATcast, a weekly podcast from the staff you love to listen to each weekday on 94.3 Cat Country. Killian Hart and Jordan J. Now, here they are, talking about life, love, and everything mid-Missouri.
And we're back at it again, another KATcast. I'm excited about this one. So we're doing something a little bit more goofy. I don't know if you see this thing. So there's this cartoon for kids, Disney movie. It's called Big Hero 6.
Okay, but hang on. We got to back up a little bit because our last KATcast, we came up with kind of a weird idea, and it was, what cartoon characters do we find attractive?
Which is the weirdest thing.
Yeah, that's
because again,
because it's not real.
They're
right?
animated, man. But it's like something you look at and you
Probably one of the dumbest topics we're going to explore.
If they were real,
you
know what I mean?
But no, seriously, I don't know if you heard about this, but the Big Hero 6, the Disney movie, there's this aunt on there. Her name's Aunt Cass, and everyone was obsessed with Aunt Cass. Like, everybody was.
I can see that.
Now, wait a minute. Now,
there's all these memes online about it.
You're not talking about the one from, am I thinking, what was the girls, the superhero girls?
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, no, that would be mine, right? It was what was it? It was like the mayor's assistant.
Yeah.
You know, you never saw her face.
You only
just
saw her
from
neck down, right?
Down.
In a red dress.
Yeah, red dress, real tall, always off frame.
Which was rather, I'm not going to say it was suggestive, but it was,
For a kid's cartoon, kind of, right?
Yeah, I guess it was.
I get it.
Okay, you ever see, if you're familiar, again, if you have kids or grandkids, Cocomelon. Cocomelon, it's so sick. It's online. Cocomelon is online. But both the teacher and the mom on there, I got to say, pretty fetching. I mean...
Wait a minute. Isn't Cocomelon, aren't they like dogs or something?
No!
What's the dog
Cocomelon is like a mom and a dad, and they have
You're thinking of
kids.
Bluey?
Who are you thinking of?
Bluey.
Oh, no.
I was like...
Bluey is
not
good,
Blue's
though.
Clues.
Now it just got weird.
I know. Well, guess who made it weird? I mean, but no.
Kevin's attracted to a dog.
But I've seen, even if you hang out on Reddit, you'll see comments on there like, hey, that teacher, Mrs. Appleby or whatever her name is, she's really, I go, dudes, you're making me feel weird, okay? And I hang on Reddit a lot.
Okay. All right. Oh, good. Oh, it's my turn?
It's your turn.
We're all
gotta
looking
come up
at
with
Aaron, tell us.
Hercules.
Okay.
Disney's
Hercules. Yes.
Normally, I'm not into the big, crazy buff guys.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
not too bad.
Hercules he's a looker. Not gonna lie. And then in the same vein, normally I'm not into blonde guys. Johnny Quest.
Johnny Quest.
Johnny Quest was awesome.
Yeah.
I love Johnny Quest just as a cartoon.
I mean,
not for that reason, but I'm gonna say.
I mean, just devil's advocate. If I was married to Johnny Quest, it'd be easy. You buy the man jeans and black t-shirts.
It's funny. You said Johnny
done.
Quest, and I it took me a minute to I know what Johnny Quest is.
Yeah.
But what popped in my mind was Captain Planet.
Yeah.
I was like, Captain Planet.
Yeah, like guys with purple hair. Let me tell you, or whatever he is. Actually, I was thinking you were thinking Johnny Bravo.
Oh, that's good too.
Remember Johnny Bravo?
Oh, yeah.
Aaron, you remember Johnny Bravo?
Yes.
He's like Elvis-esque.
Oh my! That's how we talk.
Wait a minute, so do I have mine confused then?
Well, Johnny Bravo wore a black T-shirt.
Are you thinking about he always wore sunglasses, like a T-shirt, black T-shirt and jeans?
Hang on.
Oh, no.
Possibly.
Aaron's looking up. There's Johnny Quest.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. Johnny Quest.
See, Johnny Quest was my era. I was like, man, Aaron's really, there's Johnny Bravo.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, Aaron's looking at pictures of Johnny
into the big muscle
Bravo.
bound
Brawny
huge
dude.
pecs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, the guy was a bit of a cheese ball, but I was
I was not allowed to watch Johnny Bravo as a kid.
You weren't allowed to watch Johnny Bravo?
I was not allowed to watch Johnny Bravo.
What was wrong with Johnny Bravo?
Listen, my mom did not want me watching it. She was
Okay.
like, for whatever reason, I couldn't watch it.
Well, and I have one more.
All right.
Am I allowed to have one
Yeah,
more?
you were allowed to have as many as you want, Aaron.
Really?
We'll have a whole collection here for you if you want.
Okay.
One for each day of the week.
Kronk from the Emperor's New
Oh,
Groove.
okay. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Refresh my memory. Kronk.
Okay, do you hear
Yeah,
it?
let me just see a picture. Yeah.
You ever seen Emperor's New Groove? David Spade, he voices the Emperor.
I've probably seen bits of
he
it.
gets turned into a llama.
Oh, Kronk! There it is. Oh, yeah,
Again, big, weird, muscle-bound guy.
Yeah.
Normally not my jam.
Hey, was that the guy who his voice was the guy from Seinfeld, Elaine's boyfriend?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Can you feel it, Kronk? He goes, oh yeah.
Kronk was honestly probably my number one.
Kronk,
when my kids were little, especially my son, he liked Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah, okay.
And my wife, I didn't really mind it. My wife didn't like it because they were kind of rude and somewhat crude and narrow. But
that's what makes cartoons fun.
Exactly, yeah. But my son, he liked Ed, and Eddie. And he would walk around imitating them too, like buttered toast, and stuff. If you remember that was like a whole thing.
SpongeBob SquarePants was always great too. Not that there's any attractive characters on SpongeBob. Was great. Sandy Cheeks, the squirrel. No, I'm just kidding.
You're really reaching here, Jordan.
Patrick.
You know what's great though?
Hey, thanks, Aaron.
What's great though is
I'm growing up now.
The inappropriate names on there, like Bikini Bottom,
I know.
Sandy Cheeks, like all these things that you're like. But
it
just kind of goes over your head as a kid.
My grandson, he's 6 now, but he was 5 at the time. He might have been 4 at the time, actually, but he saw SpongeBob SquarePants for the first time on TV, and I'm not exaggerating. This was his reaction. He was just spellbound. Like, he didn't know what to make of it.
He was busy catching flies.
Are there any other cartoon characters that you're like,
there's too okay. All right, you guys are going to laugh at me at this. I don't care. Josie and the Pussycats. Wait a minute. Josie and the Pussycats. Melody, the drummer. Let me just say. Josie and the Pussycats. Yeah, it's just.
I'm trying to think of like another one. I don't know. Like, there's so many cartoons out there that I've like seen and watched. What is it? What was the name of that cartoon? It was like really. It might have been Ren and Stimpy actually, but although Ren and Stimpy was also kind of like inappropriate.
Ren and Stimpy.
That was a kid's show.
Oh, I thought you were saying like people you found attractive.
No, there's some characters on Ren and Stimpy that not Ren and Stimpy themselves.
No.
Some of the female characters on there. Although again, a kid show that
Stimpy, you idiot.
That very much was on that line of, is this a kid show?
Sure, no. I mean, when you watch cartoons today, like cartoons that you loved as a kid, you notice so many jokes that just flew right over your head.
Know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you one more here. The Jetsons. Judy Jetson.
Judy. Oh, I thought you were going to say Rosie.
No.
Like the maid.
Hey, listen.
The robot maid.
I wouldn't disqualify Rosie.
Thank you, Mr. Jetson.
Why, Kevin, you're looking mighty handsome today.
People are going to watch this podcast and go, you don't want to watch the podcast from this week. They're really off on a weird bent this time around, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, what about the Smurfs? Brainy Smurf. The one with the little glasses?
Who's the one with the ponytail? The blonde with the ponytail. I can't.
Smurfette,
yeah.
Aren't they all Smurfette?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
No, they're not.
There was only one female
Smurf
character.
Well, I guess her dance card was full, wasn't it?
Kevin just failed that quiz.
Yeah, there really was only one female Smurf, isn't there?
Wow.
That's
I'm doing the math here. I'm just saying.
Those dirty rivals.
Oh my gosh.
Was there like a kid show though, like that you weren't allowed to watch back in the day?
Let me think about that. But I don't know why, but as a kid...
No, my parents let me watch everything. They
Papa Smurf always reminded me of Willie Nelson for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I could see that, though.
Papa Smurf! Really? I don't know. No, my parents had no problem with... I mean, that's probably part of why I'm so twisted. My parents let me watch pretty much anything I wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, look. My parents, when I was a teenager, bought me a George Carlin album. They let me listen to it, because my parents had no idea who George Carlin was.
Oh, wow.
And if you're familiar,
we grew up with Ray Stevens, The Street.
Oh yeah, but that was safe and fun and family friendly. Oh, yeah. George Carlin, not so much. And I'd be listening to that album in my room and laughing, and my father is on the other side of the door. He says to my mother, "Do you hear what he's listening to in there? We gave him this album,
Yeah.
And I was listening to all Class Clown and Tequila Window Box and all kinds of,
What were they thinking?
I know, I'm telling you. So.
No, my parents were pretty cool, but I also grew up in the age of Looney Tunes. It wasn't like I was begging my parents to watch South Park.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, completely different era.
Oh gosh, Tom and Jerry was my jam.
Oh, we did love some Tom and Jerry, and it was always good if we came home after school, and every once in a while, one of the TV channels we'd watch, because we only had 4 on a good day.
Right. On a good day, yeah.
If they had Flintstones and Jetsons, like that was a great day.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Who framed Roger Rabbit, by the way?
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit.
But see, here's the thing with Jessica Rabbit. I'm just going to say, she was too over the top.
Yeah, 100%.
It was almost like she was designed to be a temptress. And I'm like,
Hey, she wasn't bad. She was just drawn that way.
That's true.
That's right. Remember the whole famous line?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, she says, I'm not bad.
Yeah. I'm just drawn that way.
See, okay, and again, I'm from an era where, we had the Popeye and Looney Tunes and everything like that. And I saw something the other day, a meme, where you see the Roadrunner with like a rock about to fall on his head.
Right.
And there's a very light string behind it and everything. And it said, nobody ever had to tell us, don't try this. Like, you know what I mean? Sure. Because now we live in this era of, oh, that's too dangerous for kids to see. It's like, okay, well, I'm not going to say I'm normal, but I'm still here and I'm safe and I watched all that stuff.
All right, so two school thought on that. So my mom, she would always ruin cartoons and shows for us because, we'd be watching like Roadrunner. You really can't throw a boulder at somebody. Now,
she explained that to you.
You really can't, set a trap with a stick of dynamite. I mean, that's not nice. Or like, Dukes of Hazzard. Oh, you really can't drive through somebody's fence and into their chicken coop. That's property damage. Things like that. But I will say, because of Looney Tunes, and it was rare, because we lived out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But
did you ever try any of it?
But if the UPS man came with a box, I always looked to see if it had
Acme on it.
And I was like, man, one day, somehow, we're going to get some Acme stuff, and it's going to be awesome. Yeah, that never came.
Where I grew up in New Jersey, there's a major supermarket chain called Acme. We're going to Acme Markets. We're going to the Acme.
Yeah.
It's like, then I'd see Acme on...
Did they have boulders and dynamite?
No, they did not.
No, but they probably had like pallets that said Acme.
Groceries, and that was it. My mom never came home with Acme Roadrunner catcher or something like that, So.
That's what I love about cartoons too, or like just animation in general. It's like you get away with things like they're so stupid, don't make sense, but that's what's great.
That's
like when the boulder's falling down and they move, and then all of a sudden the boulder moves. Oh, there! I just knocked my mic there. The boulder moves too. Or like
exactly.
He's sawing the thing.
I like when they run off the cliff. And then they're off the cliff, and they're just standing there, and they're looking down. Ooh, it's
they
like
stand there for a minute.
Complete suspension of the laws of physics. I love it.
They cut the limb. They saw the limb off, but like the limb stays there, and the whole tree just drops down.
Right, exactly. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'll just speak for myself. I'm glad I grew up in the era I did, watching what I did, because I don't know. Stuff is so politically correct now anymore. That,
no, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've definitely. These cartoons are a lot different, I think, these days.
Yeah.
I don't get any of them. Like, I mean, I've attempted to, I'll have friends that are like, check this out, or watch. My kids love Cocomelon. Okay, what's that? Oh, Google it, and you do. And I'm just like, I don't get it.
Listen, okay, there's only so many times you can listen to Baby Shark
without it being. However, Magnus, I tell you what, our puppy, he's almost 7.5 months old now.
Mm-hmm.
If he's really wound up, if I put a cartoon on, whether it's a Disney movie or whatever I find on whatever streaming service, he will be fascinated by the voices. I guess because the higher pitches,
it's his frequency, and
for sure, of that. So it's like, man, if he's really on a tear, and I need just 5 minutes to get dinner done or whatever, I'd be like, what can I find on Netflix?
Nice.
Nice. Keep him entertained.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to find him like actually just watching the TV.
He will, and he'll, there'll be a voice, and he'll be like,
Well, there was a time, I don't know, do kids still watch, and Jordan, you would know because you have a kid that age, they still watch TV on Saturday morning cartoons? Do they still have that?
Well, here's the thing, like, because of all the streaming services now,
and Cartoon Network
they have access to cartoons 24/7.
Yeah.
So it's not like special
It's not like special anymore. Because I know what you're talking about.
Because we used to get up, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, man. We're planning in front of the TV.
Man. Oh, yeah.
I go to
Johnny Quest.
I go over to my grandma and grandpa's house, and they always have like Sunday morning cartoons on or something. You're always like, reading Rainbow.
Growing up, Mom and Dad's bedroom was like right next to the living room. So if we were like, okay, because we could only watch so much of it before Dad would wake up, And then we'd have our chores because we grew up on a farm.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'd be like, okay.
Don't wake him up.
I mean, and this is before closed captioning on TV.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm that age, kids. You would turn it just barely to where you could barely hear it. And you'd sit there like this far from the TV trying to watch your cartoons. And, we'd be like, no, they're still asleep. You want to get some cereal? Let's get some cereal. And then when mom and dad would wake up later, maybe like 30 minutes later, have you kids eaten? No.
Get a couple of different breakfasts in.
Man. Well, if you want to share what TV cartoons did you watch as a kid? Maybe you still watch. I don't know.
Bonus points if you tell us which one you thought was attractive.
I'm going back to...
this is like the dumbest topic.
I don't know. I think it's one of the best ones we've ever done.
Probably, but it's a fun topic.
It is.
I'm just saying, Miss Appleberry.
Is it Miss Appleby or Berry? You change your name every time.
It's Appleberry. Don't question me on Coco Melon. I know my Coco Melon. Okay.
Kevin's just at home watching Coco Melon. The grandkids aren't here. You're like, I'm doing research.
I'm learning stuff.
He's just throwing out Applebee's because he's probably hungry. It's been 25 minutes since he's eaten.
Oh my gosh. So share with us. It's Cat Country at mailzimmer.com. Let's talk cartoons and stuff you've watched and stuff you like and
for sure
and everything else. Yeah. And that's another KATcast with 94.3 Cat Country.
You've been listening to the KATcast, your weekly dose of fun from the staff you know and love on 94.3 Cat Country. Click subscribe and never miss an episode. Share it on social media and tell your friends with 94.3 Cat Country.